It pains me to say this. No, it doesn't. Dear Deshaun Watson. Wait, I wasn't ready. Since he'll be gone for the year, dear Deshaun Watson.
You're fired.
Now that that's out of the way, remember, you can save a bronze sexual today. Why? Because we need to stop the idiocy today. So please donate to the cash apps of host Cole Johnson and Tall Man Dr. K50, along with D Willie 87, Vlog 83, and others, so we can educate these bronze sexuals today. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming, already in progress. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronze sexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no!
Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! It's time to get this party started. Whoops. And immediately that happens. Now we're ready to roll. Good morning. Welcome to the wacky bronze sexual Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. And we got a lot to do, a long way to go and a short time to get there. You already know what's going to happen during hour two. And let me just say that he sent me some gems, absolute gems. But that is for hour two. We are in the midst of hour one. And today's program is brought to you by BetUS.com. Call 800-79-BET-US. That's 800-792-3887. Make a deposit, and BetUS.com will match your deposit and add 25% to it. That's 125% match deposit for those of you scoring at home. And by Invader Coffee. Sign up today, make your order, use the code Snowman, and get 15% off of your order. Here we go with a what? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I heard something I shouldn't have. Here we go with a whip around presented by Fanatics. The Clippers are still winless with James Harden as Nikola Jokic scored 32 when the Nuggets win 111-108 to keep the Clippers winless without James Harden. Good. I hope they lose the rest of the games this season. This is one I'm interested in. Oakland Athletics fans that are protesting meet with owner John Fisher ahead of the Las Vegas vote. They arrived at the hotel at 7 a.m., plopped in front of doors by the check-in desk, ready to spread their message to every Major League Baseball owner. There they were: Jared Isham, 41, Gabriel Cullen, 42, Jorge Leon, 38, all sitting in the lobby wearing their green T-shirts with "Stay" written across the front and Oakland Athletics caps. They couldn't differentiate the Major League Baseball owners from insurance salesmen, but they wanted to let everyone know they believe the A's should stay put in Oakland. I believe that as well. So, John Fisher, get off your ass, dig into your pockets, and get a stadium built. You can last in the Coliseum one more season while they build a new stadium, but the A's should not move to Vegas. All right? Just like the Raiders should come out of Vegas and go back to Oakland. That is at a later time. Peter Seidler, the Padres owner whose optimism-fueled big spending roster, is dead at the age of 63. Man, our condolences to his family. And though the Padres only had one playoff appearance with the big spending idea, it was a very, very wonderful run for them. Our condolences to you and your family. Manager of the Year awards for Major League Baseball were revealed. The Orioles' Brandon Hyde and the Marlins' Skip Schumaker taking home the honors. You know what the Orioles and the Marlins did? They both made the playoffs. The Orioles won 100 games, and Brandon Hyde ain't going anywhere, and I love it. The Orioles are here to stay. Let's hope they stay competitive, and I believe they will. Georgia jumps Ohio State and are now the #1 team in the land and in the CFP rankings. Good. That should have never been moved out of the #1 spot in the first place. Georgia jumps Ohio State and takes over the #1 spot. Michigan and Florida State finish out the top 4. And I still predict that Michigan will fall and someone else will take that spot. And finally, as I announced yesterday, dear Ken Dorsey, you fired. When you score less than 26 points for 6 straight games, especially when you try to harken this offense back to the K-Gun offense of the 90s, late 80s and 90s, you ain't it, Ken Dorsey. Now what do you do? And that may just send the Bills into a tailspin that they won't recover from until they clean house. That's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. I got too excited and I pushed the wrong button. Pause for a break. And when we come back, Deshaun Watson. Deshaun freaking Watson. At least Anthony Richardson made an impact with the Colts before his injury. What has Deshaun Watson done with the Cleveland Browns? And they gave him all that guaranteed money for nothing. Oops. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Back in the deuce.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby!
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. 13 after the hour. Snowman here with you. Cole Johnson will be along in just a little while. Deshaun Watson. This ain't elementary. I know. Bad dad joke there. Deshaun Watson underwent an MRI on Monday on two injuries sustained on different plays of the first half of Sunday's 33-31 win over the Baltimore Ravens. Imaging on his left ankle revealed a high ankle sprain. In addition, postgame, Deshaun notified our medical staff of a new discomfort in his right shoulder that, dear God, Cole, get up here, that he felt after a hit in the first half. An MRI on his right shoulder revealed a displaced fracture. Oh my gosh, man. It's just all going downhill since he's left, since he got traded from Houston. I feel sorry for the young man, but he put himself in this situation. Despite performing at a high level and finishing the game, after consultation with Browns head physician James Boos and industry-leading shoulder specialist Neil El Atrache, it has been determined that this injury will require immediate surgical repair to avoid further structural damage. Deshaun will be placed on season-ending IR, and a full recovery is expected for the start of the 2024 season. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, and ouch. Poor Deshaun Watson. Oh my gosh. I've nothing, because the Cleveland Browns proved once again how inept they are as an organization by foolishly guaranteeing the full contract of Deshaun Watson. The ineptitude of this organization, the ineptitude of Deshaun Watson since he's been in Cleveland. And I hate saying that because I loved Deshaun Watson when he was in Houston, but he got screwed over. And in many points, he screwed himself by putting himself in a situation he had no business being in. But let's be honest. What has he done since he's gotten to Cleveland on the football field? Not a doggone thing? Good answer. I hate to say this, but given this, the Cleveland Browns, no matter what iteration you look at, have not had a competent quarterback since Bernie Kosar. And Bernie Kosar played through a lot of injuries, which later on led to his departure and him getting a Super Bowl ring with the Dallas Cowboys. Figure that out. He actually came in that NFC Championship game against the 49ers. I don't remember bad stuff at all. But in all seriousness, now what do the Browns do? What do they do now? Watson's gone. Chubb is gone. You have no running game. Your offensive line is becoming a sieve each and every game. Your defense is going to get an overloaded workload. And to think they were starting to turn the corner after they beat the 49ers in week 6. To think the Cleveland Browns were turning the corner. To think they were turning the corner after they beat the 49ers in week 6. 4 weeks later, they beat the Baltimore Ravens in their house, 33-31 on a walk-off field goal. That should have been the highlight of the weekend for them. Instead, this happens. You know why sometimes I feel Cleveland is the most cursed city in the country, the cursed sports city. Let me clarify. The most cursed sports city. That's what I want to say. Look at what happens. Look at what happens. Look at what happens. Go back to 87, the drive. 88, the fumble. 1990, playing at 11:30 in the morning. All 3 of those trips to the AFC Championship game were made with Bernie Kosar. What they done since then? Nothing. You know the best quarterback to come through this iteration of the Cleveland Browns? Tommy Maddox. Now you may be asking yourself, Snowman, why the hell are you bringing Tommy Maddox into this? Think of what he did in 2002. I said Tommy Maddox. He was quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The name that should have popped out of my mouth should have been Kelly Holcomb. My error. Cole, get your punk ass up here, because I need you for this now. I should have said Kelly Holcomb, who damn near engineered an upset in Pittsburgh against Tommy Maddox. My error. I messed up. But be that as it may, Kelly Holcomb has been the best quarterback Cleveland has had. And the reason I say that is because 2020 notwithstanding, he led him to a playoff berth. Baker Mayfield can claim he led him to a playoff berth, but come on, that defense did everything for them. That defense did everything for them. And now the defense is going to have to do everything for them again to get them to the playoffs. What do you do if you're Cleveland and your $235 million investment is on the shelf for the remainder of the year? What do you do now at the quarterback position? Do you go DTR? Oh, no. This is why I wanted him up here.
Oh, yeah. That victory in Baltimore. I told you. This workup with this shoulder's awesome. Towel, girl. Towel. I need more towels. Yeah. This is a triple towel. I told them fools in Baltimore that they couldn't handle us. And then they had to pony up that money for Lamar Jackson. That's because of me. Oh, yeah, I'm about to get to work. Sit down, girls. Look at the poll. Yeah. Remember, look but don't touch, baby. Look but don't touch. Show you right. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, the rock's about to lift off. It's about to... Help us get out. I'm so sorry.
You are a fool. You are an idiot. You are a nut. And the last one I say very playfully, you are straight up asshole for this act.
It's like take my bow now.
Yes, please do. You deserve it. Please do. Because I'm cruising right along, and I knew this Deshaun Watson story. I had to have you with me just for that reason. And just when I'm getting into a role, taking a stroll down memory lane, my executive producer and one of my best friends gives me a come on.
Glad you've done so. I feel so good.
I'm glad you did so also. There's a part two to this, and Cole will join me. Let's take a break, and when we come back, more fallout from Deshaun Watson's season-ending injury. And behind that, the Golden State Warriors are in serious trouble. Back after this.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Now Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
This comedic uppercut and hilarious hook was brought to you by Sucker Punch Energy Drink, packed with flavor and enough energy to service an outrageously overpaid quarterback. Sucker Punch Energy Drink. Now available in Snowman Frost, Nikola Velvet, and Sleazy Coal Sour Apple. The Golden State Warriors are in serious trouble. They've lost 4 in a row. They've been competitive, but after last night's fracas against the Minnesota Timberwolves, it outlines something I said at the top of the season, and it'll be the one thing that keeps them from being competitive. In 4 words, or in a sentence, the Warriors have no bigs. Kevon Looney is getting worn down already. He starts in the pivot. Meanwhile, you have the Wolves with Rudy Gobert. Of course, you got King Jokic. All right, to a point, Anthony Davis. To a point, Yusuf Nurkic. Legitimate bigs. And the Dubs don't have one. Therefore, and plus, they played last night without Curry and still played the Wolves to a 3-point game. But they led by 7 at the end of 3. Which outlines the second problem I see with the Warriors, and it reared its ugly head last year. They can't close close games, especially in games where they led. In the last year, I can point to 61 games where they led, were tied, or they were tied, or had the lead at the end of 3 periods. And in 20 of those 61 games, the lead was quite significant. I'm talking 7 points and above. They led by 7 last night at the end of 3. And the Wolves just straight up boat raced them in the final 12 minutes.
Well, I think part of that problem, though, it looks like it's rearing its ugly head for sure this year. And I think people are seeing it more this year than last, but it appeared last year too. Who is going to point-wise step up to join Steph Curry?
And
because he can't.
That was one of the first things that Steve Kerr outlined after the loss against Denver.
Yeah, because I mean, look, I know he has the ability to score 40. That's cool. Yes,
yeah. But who's going to help? Who's robbing?
And I know how this. I'm sorry. Let me introduce this correctly. In my jaunt, this was the same problem Hakeem Olajuwon had when he was about to get into his prime, late 80s, early 90s, where he was putting up 35, 40, 45, 50 points in the game, but the next highest scorer would struggle to get 10. And you saw it. You get to around 1991 where they didn't even, 1992 where they didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
And the burden was getting really heavy on him.
Yep.
Now, with Olajuwon, I'm talking about him before he got to his prime. Now, we're talking about Curry, who is probably at the tail end of his prime now probably approaching his twilight. Mm-hmm. And he has to carry more weight now than he did circa 2016.
Yeah.
And that is not good for him.
It's not good for him. It's not good for the team.
And it's worse for the team. Yeah.
It's much worse. It's much worse for the team. And I agree with what Playmaker just said. Draymond Green's not going to make it through this season, especially with the way that he's played lately and with what happened last night. I mean, come on, Draymond.
Now, this is the question I have to ask you. So, I know you know how basketball etiquette goes. NBA frowns upon fracases, scuffles, and fights. So you know a punishment is going to come down. So it's not even a would Draymond get suspended or do you think Draymond should be expelled from the league? I'm not going to ask you that question because you know he's going to be suspended and you know he does not deserve to be thrown out the league.
Right.
My question to you is: do you believe that it was right of him to be the enforcer in that role and do what he did in wrapping Rudy Gobert in a chokehold? Well, I could say a chokehold. Yeah.
I honestly can't answer that question for two reasons right now. One, I didn't see the entire fracas. I didn't see the entire situation.
Okay.
So I can't make an honest judgment on that because if I do it now, it would
Fair
be
enough.
biased. And I didn't see the incident. I have to look at the incident before I weigh on it. And two, Draymond Green's reputation precedes him.
There you go, right there. I think that's going to be the problem right there.
Draymond Green's reputation precedes him. So part one, I can't pass full judgment because I didn't see the incident. My nights are like taken up because I'm taking Sonya to work.
Yeah, and they tipped off and you were gone probably.
Yeah, when they tipped off, I was zonked out in this chair getting a nap before Sonya came to get me. So I'll have to put this question aside until I get a free chance where I'm zoned in here to look at the entire fracas and see what happened. A suspension is coming.
Oh,
that's
without saying it is.
Yeah, that's the suspension. The suspension is coming. And Draymond Green's reputation precedes him. So it's going to be a heavy one. It's going to be heavy. And from what everyone tells me, Playmaker included, Draymond was definitely wrong. Let me see it. Let me get a chance to watch it, and then I'll weigh in. And I'll probably weigh in on Friday. Because I know tonight and tomorrow I'm going to be booked solid.
I'll say this, and I'll agree with Playmaker for this particular point. I think that baby boy chokehold on Gobert had something to do with probably what happened in just regular post play, in my opinion, before Paul got the ball and dribbled down court, and you had the brouhaha. I forgot the T-Wolves player that had a hold of Klay Thompson's jersey. So I believe Draymond wanted to get a chokehold on the guy who was pulling Klay's jersey.
Yeah,
but I think he had a little axe to grind with Gobert. That's why I believe Draymond was wrong.
Okay, but as I said, if y'all will allow me,
go ahead and view for yourself. Yeah,
allow me some time to take a look at the play and take a look at the situation, then I'll weigh on it. Now, let's have some fun. Cole, do this.
New from the makers of Hooked on Moronics. Hooked on Moronics. If you find yourself thinking Dak Prescott is elite, gallop, don't walk, to get hooked on Moronics today. Call 1-800-NIMBOYS.
I'm going to hate myself for this, but I need to laugh. Push the button. I'm going to hate myself for this.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Y'all usually check on.
Yeah. Hit them tongues.
Still them boys.
Now you know Patriot did it, boy. Yeah.
Them boys. I'm still them boys.
But you ain't still them boy. You ain't still them boy. We're going to catch you January. Oh yeah.
Arlie Emery.
What is that?
Oh Lord, Victor. Oh dear God. Ryan. Don't you be calling me, texting me, paging me, emailing me. Are we still them boys?
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh my gosh.
You just had to have that one when you saw it, right?
That buffoonery had to be grabbed. I mean, seriously, if I could not
complaining that I'm not complaining at all that you grabbed it. I'm not complaining about that at all. Okay, I'm not complaining about that at all. It's the fact that
it's a fact.
buffoonery finds all of us rational thinking sports fans.
Unfortunately, it does. Yes,
including what we're going to discuss at the top of hour 2. Good Lord.
The thing is, man, it's like if
I salute thee with a drink.
It seriously was like, you know, I was thinking about Victor's Moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation. I was like, you know, there has to be some representation that typifies that fan base. And I'll be doggone if that 1 minute bit of video does not typify how I think the Cowboys fan base is. It's like, oh my gosh, yes.
You can't this up.
Yeah. You couldn't. You couldn't if you tried. I'm like, jeez.
You couldn't film that scene in a movie. In the immortal words of the legendary Al Michaels, you couldn't film that scene in a movie. And make it look that good.
Oh my gosh. Victor says, what the name of the Antonio the Clown Brown is that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, when I saw that video to quote Al Michaels again, in seeing that video, you almost have to ask, he did what? Like, oh my gosh.
Speaking of Al Michaels, here you go.
He did what?
Ryan says, I need that element to show Dustin on tonight's No Credentials Required. I don't think he's seen this yet. Oh, he hasn't? Oh, I'll send it to you.
No, I got him. Ryan, stand by. I got you right now. Stand by, Ryan.
And here's Playmaker. And in Playmaker, I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. He says, I need Cole to stop perusing social media, please. For the love of them boys.
Playmaker, I'm glad you're feeling better, brother. Stomach flu is no joke. Stomach flu is no joke.
No, stomach flu isn't a joke at all.
Stomach flu is no joke. I'm glad you're feeling better. You know, I sent something to you and to Ryan, and Ryan's reaction.
I need to watch tonight's show just so I can see Dustin's look as well, because I want to see how he would react to this crap.
I have to see it myself. If I'm not taping, I'll watch it live. Let me see if I See, I ran into this problem yesterday because I thought I left my phone in the car. Turns out I dropped it right beside the car.
Oh wow.
You ever have one of those moments where you think you have everything and then you don't?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that happened to me yesterday.
Mm.
That happened to me yesterday.
Oh my.
Oh, God. Yeah, glad you're feeling better, Playmaker.
Yeah.
Glad you are feeling better. Let's take a pause for a break. And when we come back, we'll take another stroll down memory lane. When I say, bring back the Seattle Supersonics. Oh, and for my partner, bring back the Houston Oilers as well. Back in a minute.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Bobby J and Wise El Jefe, Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
The Feedback Zone is presented by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. Want to sponsor the show? Drop an email to snowmaninthemorning@gmail.com or snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com. Or you can give us a call at 317-762-8567. Request some information and we will get it to you. And a shout to Jaggers in nearby Columbus, Indiana. Tenders and touchdowns. Oh my, chicken tenders are the best at Jaggers in Columbus. And thanks to them for allowing us to mention them during our show today. Along with Cole Johnson, I'm Brian Snow, Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Let's see. Why do the Texans exist?
Because of KS Bud Adams and his greedy behind.
Why couldn't they just... I know the long-winded answer to this, but I want to hear Cole's answer from a fan standpoint. Why couldn't they just become the Oilers again?
Well, unfortunately, they can't become the Oilers thanks to the previous commissioner, Paul Tagliabue. The move was handled so horribly.
Yeah,
and because they were supposed to move out of Houston at the end of '97, but they moved 1 year earlier because, well, one, Bud just wanted to get out of town, and two, I think he was promised that things would be ready in Nashville in 1998, and it wasn't. It was ready in 1999.
Yeah.
So,
which became at the time Adelphia Coliseum.
Right. So all of this was supposed to take place. You know, all the changes were supposed to take place in 1999 because they still were the Oilers when they moved to Tennessee.
Right.
And they allowed them to play under the Oilers brand for 2 years. And then in the 1998 season, that's when Tiger Boo said, okay, well.
They played at Vanderbilt for a year, didn't they? They played at
They played in Vanderbilt. They played the Liberty Bowl in 97.
And then
they played at Vanderbilt 98.
Mm-hmm. And then they moved to Adelphia Coliseum in 99. And
99. Right. And when they rebranded the Oilers to Titans, Tiger Boo said that, okay, Titans, you got to retire your name. You got to retire the Oilers, and no one can use it. So that's why the Texans are not named the Oilers.
You see the look on my face, right? Remember, you can educate a Texans fan today. Why? Because we need to undo Paul Tagliabue's idiocy. My gosh, man. He actually said that?
Unfortunately, he did.
He actually said, oh my gosh.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Just plain wow. Now I got to start collecting Houston Oilers games, including one in 1993 where they played the 49ers to a 10-7 game, which is one of the most hardest hitting games I ever watched.
Oh, yeah, the Christmas Day game.
The Christmas Day game. I woke up, I went downstairs, I got my Christmas presents, I came back upstairs, I hung out for a little bit, then my family came over. I was staying with my parents. Family came over. I went down to see them, hang out with them, but when it was time for kickoff,
glued to the tube.
Yep, glued. And you know what's bad? My dad came in my room with me.
Nothing wrong with that.
He simply said, and I know your dad has said this to you, with all the wonderful chaos of Christmas, he came in my room, sat next to me, and he just simply said, I needed a break.
Yeah, and that's something that my father would say to me too. Yeah. Man, I need to get away from this crap. I'm so glad there's a game on, man. Woo. Yeah, I can see my father saying the exact same thing.
Oh, brother, did he? Dad just looked at me and smiled. He said, I needed a break. I needed a break. Like, have a seat, Pops. I mean, my roommate, the cleanest right now, and I know you're going to jump on me about it after the fact. He looked at me and he said, I don't care. I needed a break.
Yeah, I was about to say. It was one of those times, and now you're an adult. So so basically it's like, you know, he would sort of weigh, should I jump down my son's throat or should I not? He's a man now. No, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I mean, you got to that point where that's how fathers think.
Yep. Yep. I was 21 at the time. Speaking of taking a stroll down memory lane, and speaking of classic Cowboys 49ers matchups, does anybody remember this from January 17th, 1993?
Game. They have never, ever beaten the Cowboys in a playoff game either. I'll tell you, it's going to take some kind of miracle.
One of the best pre-games is this.
Some might say it was only a catch, but pro football hasn't been the same since. 49er dynasty was officially launched that day, and although the faces have changed over the years, the results have not. The Niners are still on a roll. No one has won more games than San Francisco since then. No one has won more Super Bowls, and the ball keeps on bouncing their way. Soaring out of the darkness and into the spotlight are the new stars of America's team. The tailspin that began over a decade ago hit rock bottom 4 years ago. Dallas won once. Now they've bounced back to within one victory of the Super Bowl. It's deja vu all over again. San Francisco and Dallas, the established champion versus the young upstarts for the championship, with a nod to the past and a look to the future.
I always take those final words with me in life, with a nod to the past and a look to the future.
How funny is it that you have in this rivalry the Cowboys were the established team and the 49ers were the upstart in 81, well, technically January 82.
Yep, January 10th.
And then 11 years later, it is flipped.
The
roles were reversed. Crazy.
Now I got a little stroll down memory lane for Nikola. Hey, Vic, remember this?
He's going to be going to Honolulu every year for a long time.
First down, Jacksonville. They trail 13-0. The screen is intercepted. Big Keith Trailer. Look at him rumble. 40, 50. Watch out. The earth is shaking. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He won't give it up. Oh, my.
I was working at a hockey rink when that play happened. I could see it on even though the television was small, I could see it, and I was jumping up and down in the booth all the way downstairs.
Even now, Chicago has won Super Bowls. I'm sorry. They have won NFC Championship games in that stadium.
Yep.
They've won other playoff games in that stadium. And I've seen TV out, obviously. I've seen media game in that building. I don't think I've ever heard Soldier Field roar that loud. And I saw that play when it happened too. Then when that happened right there.
Yep. Everybody in Johnny's Ice House where I was working went nuts. They went nuts. Dick Enberg and Dan Deerdorf, who called the game for CBS, they had to be laughing till they peed their pants.
Oh, they were loving it. especially Deerdorf.
Oh, Deerdorf was going nuts. You know they had to be laughing till they peed their pants. And Keith Trailer was looking. Keith Trailer running down the field. He's looking for somebody to hand the ball off to.
And there was nobody in sight.
Nope. They all didn't catch up until he got tackled. You see one guy coming on his left side, one guy coming on his right side, and then all of a sudden everybody takes off and they try to get downfield as fast as possible. Now I'm going to share this one because this came after one of the first dates that Jody and I had. We were living in Terre Haute at the time, and we went to B-Dubs. We came back home, and Jody said, "What time's the Colts game start?" 4:25. Okay, let's finish here, and let's go home. Let's watch the game. Well, we got home just as this happened.
1st and 10. Luck steps up, fires towards the end zone. One-handed catch! Mo Alley Cox!
I will not repeat what was said by both of us after that catch happened. And finally, to complete our trip down memory lane, especially since it is Thanksgiving, let's go back to 1993, shall we?
Will it go in the win column to Dallas or Miami? Stoyanovich will decide it as he will try this field goal, which will be 40 yards. 40 yards. Doug Peterson to hold. Blocked. The Cowboys will win.
Wait a minute.
Where was in the end zone? No one covered it, and Miami did. That could be a touchdown if Miami has covered it.
A Dallas player touched the ball, and then the Dolphins went on and recovered it.
It's on the 1 yard line. It's not in the end zone. It's in the 1 yard line.
They're going to sort it out.
And there's 3 seconds left on the clock.
92, Tolbert gets his hand up in the air and knocks the ball. No, it's not 92, it's 97.
Jimmy Jones.
Now someone touches the football here. Watch what happens. It's Leon Lett. No!
Oh, Lett, who is haunted by a Super Bowl misplay, and the ball goes into the end zone. They say it was touched at the 1 yard line.
If we had instant replay, that's a touchdown. The momentum carried the ball in there, and Leon Lett. No.
Now, with 3 seconds left, Stoyanovich and Peterson are clearing a path. This is less than an extra point, and with 3 seconds left, Miami is that close to pulling this one out.
Not Leon Lett.
Legal in golf, but it is here.
The field goal was touched beyond the line by the receiving team. The kicking team then recovered the ball in the field of play and slid into the end zone. However, since the ball was still a kick, it's down when the kicking team.
Poor Leon Lett. Out of Emporia State, all 6'7" of them. Poor Leon Lett. Victor said, "Oh goody, another nugget for the moronic republic." Yeah, Leon Lett. That's all you got to say. Leon freaking Lett.
Yeah, see that there was a story they said right after that game where you had a kid walked up to Leon. He says, "Don't worry, Leon. Don't hang your head." I mean, there was a play that happened just this past Super Bowl where there was a player who fumbled the ball before he crossed the end zone. So keep your head up, Leon. Not realizing it's the same player.
No,
but here's the funny thing about that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, the Cowboys didn't lose another game the rest of the year, and the Dolphins didn't win another game.
The rest of the year. Oh, Leon Lett, all 6'6" of him out of Emporia State. Hell of a player, though.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the perfect fits for that defensive line. Him and Charles Haley and all right, it's the top of the hour, and
you cool? Why? What? Cole, bro, Cole.
Who are we talking about again?
Oh, I know who we're talking about.
Yeah,
but he says, matter of fact, pissed off the whole NFC, the Chiefs, and the Cheatriots. The Patriots suck, man. Let it go. And you beat them in the Super Bowl. Come on, man.
Again, who are we talking about here?
I know. It's a race between him and Wise as who is really Mr. Petty. But I understand that. Love you though, brother.
See, we love you, cool. See, Wise took a very planned and truthful shot at me talking about my White Sox earlier in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
When I was laughing at him talking about the Yankees. So that was warranted. That shot he took at me was warranted. But it's Wise. That's one of the things we love about him. 11:01.
He'll take his shots, yes.
Yeah, he will definitely take his shots. 1 minute after the hour, and that completes this stroll. still want to know where you found that. Hour 2 begins after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
You have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Hey, ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved? Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still involved? Y'all using
Son, what is texting?
I'm still involved. Oh, shut up, my boy. I'm still involved.
You know what that sounds like, right?
Oh, I'm still them boys. I'm still them boys.
You ain't still them boys.
No, I'm still them boys.
No.
How did we put it Monday when you released this frivolity? He actually thought he was singing.
He thought he was singing.
Not singing.
And singing.
Not singing.
Mm-hmm.
Not even singing.
No.
Singing.
Mm-hmm. And Mr. McCain, he says, I teach my nieces and nephews and my daughter how the cheatriots are admitted and punish cheaters. I will not let it go. Just like a Cowboys fan.
You know, just like a Patriots fan too.
Are you still on drugs? Yes, you still on drugs.
You know that's got to be visualized now, right?
That's a good one, Cole. Oh my gosh.
You realize we got the craziest fans that follow our show. You realize that, don't you?
Yes.
This is why we're the
I
best
do
sports
realize
show on the planet, terrestrial radio or not. And welcome to those of you listening on WIRU in Chicago, WQEE in Atlanta, and WLEO in Baltimore, as well as KSOS in Salem, Oregon.
Breaking news.
Oh,
this song has now been deemed the national anthem for the moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation. Tyrese McKnight is now being called a national treasure. Tyrese McKnight.
Tyrese McKnight. In the immortal words of the legendary Paul Allen,
Are you kidding me?
Have I told you you can't sing lately? I'm sorry, my bad.
Are you kidding me?
and to think I listened to that call live at Starbucks and laughed my head off.
Oh, I did too.
I laughed my head off. I had no rooting.
Because I fell for him. Mm-hmm. That kid was horrible, and I fell for him literally.
I mean, he shanked it bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he shanked it. Do I have Paul's reaction? I think I do, courtesy of KFAN. I gotta find it.
Yeah. When interviewed, McKnight saying, "I'm still them boys, them boys, them boys. I'm still them boys." Oh Lord!
Shut up. Just shut up. Speaking of Paul Allen, in 2003, this happened.
Get back, guys. Here it is. The season's on the line. Two receivers left and right.
Oh, this is hilarious too.
Snap. He steps up. He's all by himself. Fires into the end zone. Caught. Touchdown!
No!
No! The Cardinals have knocked the Vikings out of the playoffs.
And they were 6-2 to start that season. That is remarkable.
They were 6-0. They were 6-2.
Okay.
They were 6-0, and then the wheels fell off.
Mm.
They were 6-0 that year, and the wheels fell off.
Mm.
Oh, jeez. All right. You know what we got to do? First,
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
I have that call, Ryan. I just have to find it. The River City Relay. The River City Relay. I have that call. It was.
That was hilarious too. Oh yeah.
Jim Henderson was the voice.
Jim Henderson.
Mm-hmm. I keep mixing
long-term voice of the Saints. Mm-hmm.
I keep mixing him up with former LSU Tiger voice Jim Hawthorne. Because when I hear those two, they sound the same to me, and they're both hilarious. But Jim Henderson was the longtime voice of the New Orleans Saints,
and he was he was a longtime sportscaster of one of the affiliates in New Orleans too.
Yes, he hosted a radio show. He was all New Orleans.
Yeah, he was all over New Orleans. Yeah,
he was all over New Orleans, just like Jim Hawthorne was all over LSU.
Right.
All right. I know I'm stalling, and it's weird for me to stall, but given some of the gems that my partner sent me, yes, LeBron, it is. It has always been you. It always will be you, forever and ever. Amen. Dear God in heaven. Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Excuse me. I got back here from bringing my daughter home from work.
Oh, that's
checked on my wife to make sure she's okay.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Checked on my wife to make sure she's okay. She's doing better. Still
Good,
has to
good. I'm glad to
go get a COVID test and a flu shot and everything.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Got the signal. Shut up. Got the signal and the alert that Cole has sent the slate. I opened the slate, but I didn't see any goodies. I said, hey, you're missing something. Well, Cole sent me the goodies.
Oh, yes.
And I was minding my own business, getting cranked up. I just pushed the button to start the show. And then, bam!
Yes. Let the hate flow through you.
Yes, indeed. 5,000 turnovers. Not 5, not 500. 5,000.
The first player in NBA history to achieve such an honor.
And hopefully the last one.
Look at the slate, son. Look at the slate.
And for once, I didn't get that cue from my daughter. I got it from my phone when my alert sounded as I was pulling into the driveway.
Yes, but the turnover came.
Like I said,
your thoughts on the turnover came?
Good for him. Get the hell out of the league and stay out.
Wow.
You suck, LeBron. You
Get
suck
out of the league.
No, I didn't say get out of the league. I said get the hell out of the league. Wow. Get the hell out. Beat it. Shoo. Vamos.
Get out of the league. Wow.
I didn't stutter. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
But you know,
you should have never been let in the league to begin with in the first place because you wasn't ready.
But you know, there's many people who love what LeBron does, even when he sits on his keister.
I ain't one of them.
Even when
he sits on his ass.
Even when he's in his street clothes. After saying that he won't load manage, but he load manages every year, they still want to see they can.
After what he wore after game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, I do not deem his wardrobe street clothes.
All
right, AC. You are not to put my favorite song to that POS that he wore after game 1.
Well, he was trying to look like Angus Young in that thing. I'm sorry.
Not have to. You are not allowed to put one of my favorite songs to that POS outfit that he wore after game 1.
Is it my fault he tried to look like a black version of Angus Young?
No, it's not your fault. And I totally understand that. But you ain't got to clarify it with that damn song. Damn you, and damn you. Now I can't get that image out of my head. And I can't get that song out of my head. And I got to play it before I have to go to work today.
It's a great song.
It's a fabulous song. It's one of our favorite. It's one of the songs Jody and I crank up the volume to listen to when we're driving, when we're having one of our long drives.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Another One Bites the Dust from Queen, another classic.
That's a good one too.
Which Jody sang to me and serenaded me with when I signed off yesterday. Anyway. Give me this. Bam! See it! Look at the screen! Look at the screen!
LeBron James.
Look at the thumbnail.
LeBron James stars in his greatest role ever in the history of his career. The turnover king.
You're an idiot, and I love you for that.
Out in the NBA arenas nearest you.
We now returning to your radio center program. Progress. And it's your fault I got that in my head, damn it.
Vinny says, well, it could be worse. He could be wearing a green hat. Yes, he could have been wearing the green hat too. Yes.
You mean like this?
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KAY. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
That damn
mother.
That damn
There's far too many of you crying. Brother. There's far. Oh, my bad. I thought that was Marvin Gaye. My bad.
Don't you ever compare the legend of Marvin Gaye to the mediocrity of LeBron James ever again. Don't you ever do that.
That's what he looked like. Looked like Marvin Gaye on the cover of the Let's Get It On album. I'm like,
yes,
oh my gosh.
I know. Yeah, but there's a difference. To borrow from Will Smith, Marvin Gaye actually made it look good.
True.
Find the lie.
That nigga never been my king.
Listen, for Cole, it's Akeem Olajuwon. For me, it's Michael Jordan. And before Michael Jordan, it was Julius the Doctor Irving. LeBron is as mediocre as it comes, if not worse. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Edition of the Bronzexual Confessions is brought to you by Royalty Bakery, where the head chef is the king, or 5,000 lifetime turnovers served. Nice one, Ryan.
Royalty Bakery. God, I love you, Ryan. This Saturday, college football now is back. We'll be heading to Neyland Stadium in Knoxville. Start our fan chat at 3 p.m. Kickoff 3:30. The number one dogs will try to hold on to their ranking as they face the Tennessee Volunteers.
Stop the cap.
No cap on this one, as they continue to, and I know why you played it, and you have every right to. As Georgia continues its drive toward 3 in a row. We'll start our broadcast at 3, kickoff 3:30 from Knoxville, Tennessee. And yes, there will be hobnail boots a-flowing. Thank you, Larry Munson. Thank you to the late, great Larry Munson for the hobnail boot.
Knoxville's going to be crazy if they knock off Georgia. Goodness gracious.
Remember last year when they knocked off Alabama?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
102,000 stormed the field, and all 102,000 made it onto the field with the lights out.
I almost expect the same thing if that were to happen Saturday.
I expect the entire city of Knoxville to be in Neyland Stadium. Good Lord.
It almost is when they do play, but yeah.
More on that later. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Have you ever fallen asleep in that special spot in bed, especially like if you've been sick, or in my case, I'm taking a lot of medicines for the different ailments I have, and you set your alarm and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna be good. Well, I made 2 mistakes yesterday, or the day before yesterday. 1, I worked until 5 a.m. and 2, I took my medicine at 5 a.m.
Oh Lord.
Next thing, then needless to say, I was zonked out, and I missed every single alarm, which is why I was late yesterday. I was supposed to leave the house at 7:30 to go get Sonya. I left an hour and 5 minutes behind schedule. And somehow I made up 40 minutes getting back here. That's why I alerted you. That's why I alerted you and the rest of the crew. 25 after the hour. And like I said, you find that spot and you just don't move. You hear no alarms. Although your conscious mind's eye and ear is swearing you hear alarms. You swear that you hear alarms. All right. I won't even bother with the pretense. Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
As I mentioned, minding my own business. Just got home. Ready to roll. And then BAM!
Yes. Now the hate can flow. Let the hate course through those veins. Release it.
This is one of the most frivolous stats I've ever seen in my life. Because you want to put a mediocre ass basketball player who has somehow survived for 21 years above three of the greatest players to ever play the game. 3 Hall of Famers.
And one who will be.
And one who will be. Absolutely. Yeah. That 866 of Michael Jordan having 10 plus points, you may as well add 10 points to that because that's the streak, you dumbass. How many, okay, quick history lesson. How many scoring titles does Michael Jordan have?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
How many scoring titles does the mediocre Kang have?
Wow, not the mediocre Kang. 1.
Who has more championships?
Jordan.
Who has more slam dunk titles?
Jordan.
Who's the only one of those two to actually lead the league in an offensive category and a defensive category in the same season multiple times?
Jordan.
And what was the defensive category that Michael Jordan led the league in 3 times?
Steals.
Thank you. I said all that to say, y'all Laker fan club need to quit reaching.
Wow.
Because when you put up stuff like this, it outlines your stupidity. It outlines your bias. It outlines the fact that you don't watch a doggone game of basketball, nor do you think, here you go, Victor, critically of the game of NBA basketball. You fools.
Why is it important that this is a running stat? All right. So LeBron has scored 10 plus points every game for this streak. Whoopee.
Who
That's not
listen.
That's not the stat I care about.
Who gives 2/5 of a flying damn about how many times LeBron has scored 10 points in a game? Let me ask you this question. Wait a minute. Let me look at that again. Okay. I retract the question I was going to ask. Okay. How many times has LeBron James averaged 30 points in a season?
Is it twice?
How many times has Michael Jordan done it?
He did it all except for his first and his last 2 seasons with the Wizards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which of these two averaged 37 points in a game? 37 points a game in a season.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I got so excited I fumbled my question.
Mm-hmm. Well, Devin wasn't LeBron.
Thank you. Has Kareem averaged 30 points in a game during a season? I say yes.
He has.
Karl Malone has come close. 29, I think, is his high.
Mm-hmm.
What do Kareem, Karl Malone, Kevin Durant, and of course his airness have in common? They've led the league in scoring more than once.
Yep.
Carl's done it twice. Kareem's done it 6 times, and we all know what his airness has done.
Mm-hmm.
So for y'all to come up with this frivolous stat and say leading from the front, let me ask you this question. How many times with LeBron James leading from the front which is an oxymoron in and of itself, given the fact that the moron doesn't play defense. How many of those games where he led from the front resulted in one of these?
Lord.
To borrow from the distinguished gentleman, there, I dare you to respond. And to all you bronzexuals that look at that frivolous stat and think you know something, f you and your ticket too. Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure.
Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me drop a little more education on these fools. I said and mentioned that Michael Jordan, yes, that Michael Jordan, his airness, the king, the real king, led the league in scoring and steals. Did I not mention that fact?
You have.
I bet you bronzexuals can't tell me one of the 3 times where he led the league in scoring and steals. I can tell you all 3 times. Here's the point. All 3 of those times resulted in something LeBron only has 4 of. Championships. Actually, 2 of those 3. I stand corrected. 2 of those 3. 2 of those 3. 91 and 93. 88 was his first MVP year. Right. Has LeBron ever led the league in a defensive category?
Not that I'm aware of.
Has LeBron ever been a stalwart defensively?
Some would say yes.
And you would say?
No.
I rest me case. Now get the hell out of my face.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Now, I hate to add this one late, but I had a conversation with a bronzexual last night.
Oh, Lord.
About the idea of scoring. And he posed a very stupid question to me. And the question he posed to me was, how many times has Michael Jordan led his team in scoring? My simple response was, do you have an hour for me to list the games where he has? Never heard from him again.
Mm-hmm.
And never will hear from him. He actually asked me that question.
Bitch, are you for real?
I still can't believe where you got that from. And now that I've seen the entire scene, I can't stop laughing.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
He made me do. Stop. Let me stop.
Mm-hmm.
He made me do it.
Oh my Lord.
Bitch, are you for real? And the look, if you couldn't overact that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Hers and his.
Mm-hmm.
I have the feeling they had to coax her to stop laughing.
Probably did.
They had to coax her to stop laughing. One more after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You kids from the block. New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. Go yourself again. Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pistol 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Big happy birthday to the Hawk TV. He's in there celebrating, and of course, he's dropping propaganda as
Happy
well.
birthday, bro.
Happy birthday to the Hawk TV, and the Hawk TV, as a special birthday present, I say unto you, happy birthday, and your king sucks. Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Everybody calling him, texting him, DMing him, asking him, is he still your king? Calling him, texting him, DMing him, asking him if he's still your king. Lord have mercy.
You are an idiot.
Thank you, Cole.
And thank you. You are an idiot.
And happy birthday to you, Hawk TV.
For vocalizing what I can only imagine. You a fool. You a fool. Now, speaking of legendary players weighing in on the Jordan-LeBron debate, which shouldn't be a debate, but people want to make it a debate, especially these bronzexuals.
Ridiculous.
Does anybody remember the name John Stockton?
Ooh, me.
I remember him too. Well, John Stockton decided to drop a bomb. No, change that. He decided to drop a howitzer.
Mm-hmm.
Bam! Each one has their own. Whoa. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. John Stockton, one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game, said, each one has their own story, but seeing LeBron playing is not the same as seeing Jordan play. LeBron's game is a high contact game where he uses a lot of his physicality to get to the basket. It's the type of game we are all used to seeing. Jordan's game was a very aesthetic and elegant game, a very beautiful game to watch, which is still why the public missed him so much. Still retired. I've watched his videos and asked, can this man last so much time in the air? I think LeBron still hasn't done anything for the league like Jordan did. We should all be grateful for the value of the league he brought to today's NBA. Let me read that again. I think LeBron still hasn't done anything for the league like Jordan did. We should all be grateful for the value he brought to today's NBA. When LeBron leaves a legacy of that magnitude like Jordan did, then they can start comparing them. Otherwise, he doesn't measure up.
Close quote.
What's the Jack Buck saying? Pardon me while I stand up and applaud.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Just that time. Yeah, he said that.
I've been saying that for 21 years. The impact that LeBron James has, if you want to call it that, is minuscule compared to the impact Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, James Worthy, Larry Bird, Scottie Pippen, Julius Erving all had on the NBA. It's minuscule, and it shouldn't even be a comparison in the first place. What the hell has he done? I'll ask the question again, Bronze Sexuals, and it's pretty simple. Since you want to anoint him, say it.
Okay.
Then riddle me this, Bronze Sexuals. What the hell has he done to have an impact on the NBA? Give me this button here. I'll answer that question. Not a damn thing. He is mediocre at best. Thank you, Kevin Samuels.
That he is mediocre at best.
He's below mediocre at best. How do you like that apple?
Wow. Not below mediocre. That means he'd be horrible.
Exactamundo.
Wow.
LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. He sucks even more as a businessman.
He sucks as a basketball player.
He sucks. He's like Mega Maid. He's gone from suck to blow in 21 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I borrowed Spaceballs. I can't help it. Nah, I got that damn song in my head. I can't help it. I can't help that either. Riddle me this, Bronze Sexuals. What kind of impact has LeBron James had on the NBA? None? Good answer. He doesn't even play defense. Jordan valued playing defense to the point where there is an award that Jordan has that LeBron will never, ever, 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 ever in life have. You know what that award is? DPOY. What's that stand for? Defensive Player of the Year. The year was 1988. Look it up, Bronze Sexuals. Yeah, Jordan actually played defense. Larry Bird actually played defense. Magic Johnson played defense. Akeem Olajuwon, don't get me started.
He's one of the best defensive players of all time.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Moses Malone, Robert Parrish. Don't get me started on how their defensive game impacted the league. Dennis Rodman and Ben Wallace won the award 4 times. DPOY. Defensive Player of the Year, which LeBron will never have because he sucks on that side of the ball. Matter of fact, the only other player that's lower than LeBron James' defense is James Harden. And y'all already saw what kind of matador defense he plays.
Not matador.
Now, let me tell you, Bronzexuals, a couple of other things. Michael Jordan had a regional, no, national, no, global impact on the game. Global. Do you understand that? You can point to Barcelona for that. When you're walking along the streets of Barcelona and there's 100-foot mural of you in Spain, yeah, you've had an impact. Hell, the Dream Team played defense in the Olympics. Have you seen LeBron play defense in the Olympics? No. Have you seen LeBron play defense? Hell, just on his team? No. And 1 hour changed all of our lives about what kind of guy he is, what kind of player he is, and what kind of teammate he is. 2010. You already know the next 2 words. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. His footwork is trash. His jump shot is worse. His post game is non-existent. And we all know his defense is non-existent. All he does, and thank you, Cole, for this, is walk down the lane, taking 4 steps at a time like a bull in a china shop, and eventually that wore out. Because people stop him from coming down the lane. And if he doesn't trip over him and flop like a fish and draw a foul, then he ain't worth nothing. Crab dribble my ass. He gets called for a travel and he barks. Jordan gets called for a travel, goes down, plays defense, and gets the ball back. Let me say this again, loud and clear. As a basketball player, LeBron James sucks. He cannot, will not, has not, and never had played basketball correctly. He's never been fundamentally sound. There are a couple of Bronzexuals that came to me and said, we want you to admit that LeBron James is the number 2 player of all time behind Michael Jordan. I will never make that admission because it's a lie. It's a downright, flat out lie. Impact on the NBA? Who told this lie? Impact on the global side of the game? Who told that lie? If you want to point to someone beyond Michael Jordan that had a global impact on the game, his name is Kobe Bean Bryant, who admittedly borrowed everything from MJ. Hell, MJ took him under his wing, for God's sakes. How do you like them apples? And don't sit here and tell me. Thank you, Lawrence Tinter. And don't sit here and tell me, oh, he had all this heaped on him, and you can't say it. He brought it on himself, and he never improved. Let me say it again. No. Let me say it again. LeBron James heaped this all on himself for having a mediocre game, a game that doesn't last, a game that doesn't influence generations, and he never evolved and he never improved. Which is why I will never, ever rank LeBron James in my top 250 players. Because I've seen 250 players, hell, I've seen more than that played better than him. Which is why this statement by John Stockton applies. See it, bronzexuals. Feel it. Let it sink into your soul. Let it sink into your soul. Let it sink into the depths of all of your hatred for MJ when a legendary point guard who has had battles against him during the regular season and in the World Championship Series can tell you from experience what kind of game and impact and level Michael Jordan played at. Aesthetic and elegant. And you know the greatest thing about Michael Jordan's game? It's the same thing that was great about the late, great Kobe Bryant's game, and the same thing that is great about Stephen Curry's game. Each year they got better. Oh, you didn't hear me. Each year they got better. Kind of hard to experience, isn't it? Kind of hard to think about, isn't it? Oh, and by the way, I have a message for you bronzexuals that actually think LeBron can have an impact in year 21 that he supposedly had in year 1.
Stop it. Get some help.
In my opinion, and many others who share it with me, LeBron James sucks. He's never had an impact on the league. He's never had an impact on the game. And he never will have an impact on the game or the league or anything concerning basketball. Hit me with that dance, please. What's the matter, bronzexuals? Can't handle the truth? Can't handle the fact that LeBron James sucks as a basketball player? Can't handle the fact that that your kind bronzexuals are complete and utter idiots? The fact that he has lost the same number of finals that Michael Jordan has won. That should tell you everything you need to know right there. When the big time series shows up, Michael Jordan played to win. LeBron played not to lose. Big freaking difference. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. He has had no impact on the game. He has had no impact on the league. And as a basketball, to you, LeBron, and the Bronsexuals that blindly follow you without studying the game, I borrow the words of the immortal and late great George Carlin. F you and your ticket too. Vamos.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window.
I said it wrong. Get out of my face, you thirsty, stupid bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronsexual Confessions.
Ridiculous, undying loyalty, and it just seems to grow by the day. Mr. Johnson, what is wrong with this picture?
They love they can. And thinks
blindly.
Look, and thinks he is the figure that can do no wrong.
Which is why you kept saying, good Lord, I'm about to throw up.
Mm-hmm. Because here it is, year number 21 of his career, and people for over 2 decades have been saying this about him. And now that we have had, forget sample size, now we've had a full meal of his career versus full meals of other careers that we have witnessed. Just because somebody has lasted a long time does not mean he automatically is the best at it. Yes, I'm talking to you Brady fans too. It's just ridiculous.
Say that again, please. Say that again. Say
just
that again.
Just because someone was blessed by actually being able to play a game a long time, which that is something to tip your hat at, sure.
Indeed.
Does that mean automatically you're the best? That goes to Bronsexuals, and it goes for the Brady fans too.
Yeah, these Bradyites won't get out of my face. These Bradyites.
And both of them suffer from the
these Bronsexuals too, man.
And both of them suffer from the same thing of, well, the volume of number equals greatness. For Bronsexuals is number of finals trips. For Brady fans, is number of Super Bowl appearances and rings. And I'm like,
yeah, appearances, not rings. Dear God, I swear they look at the appearances more than they look at the damn rings.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you all this before I go.
Bringing it off the glass.
Oops.
We're going to take a look at Michael Jordan. Now you see Dumars was on top of him, Rodman on the bottom. They were trying to swing him off this baseline pick to bring him to the ball side. But because Pippen was standing right in front of us, he never looked down to that left corner, and Jordan definitely was open. The Chicago
This is 1989, the East Finals, Game 3, Chicago Stadium, courtesy of CBS. Talking to Hubie Brown.
3 of those baskets, Horace Grant, 2 of those hoops, the offensive rebound, and the 2 big free throws to tie the game. Remember, NBA game, you cannot throw the ball in the backcourt, and because of the size of these guys, they cut down the passing angles. Pippen finds Jordan. There it is. Rodman is on him, one-on-one. 5 seconds to go. Jordan off the glass. Yes!
Beautifully done by Jordan. You use Rodman's own man as a pick. That was brilliant. That was brilliant.
The IQ of MJ was off the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again. The IQ of MJ off the charts, man. And in conclusion,
Looks to bring it in. He comes in and throws it away. The Bulls have it. Here comes Michael Jordan in the drive.
Earlier that year.
It's 1989 Jim Graham Playing a kid before Jordan's birthday.
Is Cummings saved the ball. So they get it to Michael Jordan, wrap around the back. Takes it, looks for three. It's not there. Goes in the free throw line, up over Jack Sitler. What does he find? Nothing but net, but points 49 and 50 for Jordan to give the Bulls a lead. 117 to 116. Michael loves it. This is their first lead in the second half.
of course, that's the late, great Jim Durham and the late, great Johnny Kerr on the call for Sports Channel. 27 of his 50 in the final 12 minutes. That is what you call a money period. That is what you call the money period. And except for the players that Cole and I have named over the years where our watching of basketball has produced some of the most legendary players in the game, nobody did it better. Nobody did it better. And JJ, I love you, brother, but I double dog dare you to prove me wrong. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make it. Wait. Before I go, this is what I think of LeBron James's basketball game. Yeah, shots fired. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you.
Then they're not big enough.
Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. God bless you. We're out of here. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.